Ladies and gentlemen, that is WIXX. Jason Slade here on the screen with me right now. I almost said on the line. I guess technically, on the line. We're on a phone line communicating through this, but she is a talented singer, songwriter, recently signed to Atlantic Records, and the smash hit Victoria's Secret continues to move up the charts. And so far, from what I remember, has over 16 million views so far. It's J to the A to the X. It's Jax, everybody. Yay!
What's up? Hey, you guys. That was quite an intro. I'm going to carry you around in my pocket everywhere I go.
And sprinkle a little sauce on there. So it's fall time. You've been unfortunately sick. I think we were actually supposed to do this a couple of weeks ago, and you've been having. How's the voice, by the way?
It's good. I was doing like 3 shows a day for the last like 2 months, so like back to back to back. So I'm finally getting a couple of days in between too.
Yeah, it's the price you pay being a singer, right?
Ugh, gross singing.
So at that time of the year, you've been a little sick, but you've been also so busy promoting the song Victoria's Secret and doing so many interviews. Have you actually had time to put together your Santa list yet? Like right around the corner, like another
The
6
answer is
to 8
no.
weeks. No.
I could not even possibly think of a single thing that I want. It's been like the world's coolest year. I've racked my brain. I think maybe I need a new fridge because the water thing broke on it, but like that's gotta be it. And I'm literally
Yeah.
like, I love gift giving. Like it's a creative thing for me. I love to get like really crazy about unique presents. I'll write like throughout the year. I have a list. I'll listen to people talk and I'll write down what they just said, and I'll get creative and like, oh, I said that 8 months ago. How do you remember? I'm like,
Well, it's
yeah,
the coolest thing, and I'm the same way because I will do Christmas shopping throughout the year because I'm like you. I
yeah,
will pick up on certain things, even if they're not huge things. I'll just listen to people
yeah,
and just kind of pick up on little things that kind of value to them,
yeah.
but they don't want to spend their own money on.
No, no,
So it's like, so it's really cool because it's so random, and when they see it, it's like, whoa, how'd you know? And
yeah.
so I've always said there are only 2 things that I can brag about in my life. Number 1 is my handwriting. I think I have great handwriting.
Whoa.
And number 2 is gift wrapping. I'm a really good gift wrapper. How are
What?
you as far as gift wrapping?
Both of those things I'm terrible at. I don't know how. I'm the worst. I'd pay any amount of money to have someone wrap a gift for me. Like when those stands are in the mall and they're like doing it, they're like for free. I'm like, I don't care. I take my money. I can't do this. This is You have this like friendly little old ladies being like, oh, we'll
Yeah.
wrap your gifts for you, and I'm like, I love you so much. Here, take my gift.
So let's talk about Victoria's Secret. So besides the fact that it is, it talks about a certain thing and everyone knows the brand of Victoria's Secret, I think most importantly, it's very sing-alongy. The hook is just, it catches you immediately. But I think in a time right now where there's songs all over the place where I feel that there's not really I don't know, a direct, sincere message. This is a song that is very body positive. And this all started with someone that you were babysitting. Is that right?
Yeah, her name's Chelsea, and then it's her in a combination of, I get, now that I have this new following on TikTok, I get messages on the regular, like every 5 minutes, about my daughter is being bullied in school, or my daughter feels fat, and all these things that I grew up feeling so intensely as a teenager. It felt like a responsibility to write it, but in the same breath, I didn't expect it to do what it did because it's such an aggressive, like, it's almost like a sarcastic, like, protest in a way. So that's not really, I haven't seen that really in pop radio much. So when I wrote it, it was not the intention. So it was really just to be a piece on TikTok and exist there. And people took it and told their own stories with it, and here we are. I actually just had a weird little Matrixy moment. Maybe it's the NyQuil kicking in, but I'm like, when you started to talk about it being like a hit song, it just kind of hit me that is really happening right now. It's very strange, but really, really cool.
Did you take the NyQuil already this early, or do you mean the Dayquil?
I took the NyQuil too late last night, and then I took a Dayquil this morning to get through today. So I had like a 3 a.m. NyQuil and like a 6 a.m. Kids, don't follow this part.
Yeah. No. So as well as Victoria's Secret is doing right now, you could say, okay, I didn't expect it to blow up like this, but it could have been a total surprise because for our audience that doesn't know too much about you, you had already been planting the seeds. You already had a following on TikTok. Now, it took you a minute to get there because you were out in LA, you were doing songwriting, you were singing, you were putting videos up. They weren't really getting the traction that you wanted. And then all of a sudden, you just kind of tweaked it a little bit and you
Yeah.
start doing parody songs.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, it just blew up. What can you tell us about that? And what was the first? Because I think it's very special. Like every single one of us in our minds, we can create parodies and make fun
Yeah.
of certain songs or like switch up lyrics, but it takes a real talent to be able to like lay it out and make it very artistic and put it in the form of a song. How did that start for you? And what do you remember, if you can, the first parody song that you actually did and you put up on TikTok?
Oh, I remember. Trust me, I remember. I mean,
Okay.
like as a songwriter, there's two different sides of it, right? Like I had for years out here been writing for other people just to pay the bills in a publishing situation. So like I'd be a ghostwriter for some of your favorite artists, right? And then when the pandemic hit, I couldn't be in the studio, so I was double panicking for money as I was even before when I was doing the other things. So I always had my artist project in the back of my mind being like, I still want to put out my own music, but I have the internet's so loud and there's so much happening and it's so hard to pay rent in LA. I don't even know how this is ever going to happen. And so I started posting videos on TikTok as everyone told you to do. I was like trying to understand the app. I started loving the app as a user, like as everyone else did, just trying to escape to comedy during the pandemic. And then I posted Stacy's mom from Stacy's mom's perspective.
Mm.
And then I went to bed with like zero and woke up with millions and millions of views and hundreds of thousands of followers and all these things. And I think a big lesson I learned was, even though I saw those videos prior as like flopping videos, those were like the consistency. Like those were the things that people were like, oh, this was funny. Click your profile and then look at your TikTok and see, oh, there's other like original songs. This person's a
All it
songwriter.
takes is that one, right, to draw the people in, because
To
everyone's
see the
gone
other
through it,
ones.
right? Content creators,
Right.
every one of, like, you can go back and go beyond
Mm-hmm.
to the very beginning of the library and you'll see like,
Yeah.
whoa,
What
did
is
this
this?
person come a long way? Yeah, like this
Yeah.
first video only did 137 views and now here they are with 20 million subscribers. Like, how did that
Right.
happen? There were seeds planted.
Right. Exactly. And it wasn't so strategic. I think it was more like I felt lucky and I felt like it was like a lot of work as a writer and not everything kind of shined through after years of being a writer and kind of honing my craft. But I think with the parodies, my big fear was that when that had blown up, I was like, oh crap, I'm not an influencer. Like I'm not a comedian. I don't know if I could do this. I definitely can't keep this up. So I think the big fingers crossed moment was posting my first original in between the funny videos, right? And then that was with Ring Pop, and that was the greatest blessing that I had gotten on the app, that people still care. So it's been a really, really cool journey of showing my personality through the parodies, but also like, posting my original stuff. And I think
Yeah.
it kind of blends because I am now officially, for the first time in my life as an artist, unapologetically goofy and my awkward, weird self. So
Let's talk
go
about a little
Jags.
bit about the beginnings of Jax. Now, number one, are you from the area, in the LA area? Did you grow up there? Where are you from originally?
Originally, I was born in New York, spent the first half of my life there, and then the second half in Jersey. So all East
Okay,
Coast.
Jersey girl.
Dirty Jersey and Strong Island.
So a big musical influence in the family growing up, or were you just kind of the oddball that just pursued it? Like mom and dad were siblings, were they into singing, playing instruments?
No, but they were insanely supportive of everything I ever did. I did musical theater, I did like punk rock bands, I did all the things just to be on stage, and they showed me all that music between Wicked Live and Joan Jett and Blink 182 and Billy Joel and Bruce. I got it all like growing up. So they were a huge part of what I listened to and what I was inspired by. So
You get to LA, and that's got to be, to a degree, a big time culture shock. Was there anyone that you linked up with out there immediately that just kind of took you under the wing, or someone just kind of like watched over you or kind of helped guide you? Or was it kind of like you're a fish, you're dumped in this pond, go swim?
I think it was the latter. I think it was the
Yeah.
fish in the pond, go swim. But I had over time, I found an awesome, very, very small circle of close friends. Them people that I love and trust. But this is a crazy city. I won't lie to you. Like coming out here, it was definitely a culture shock because in New York, I always say like there's something very cold about how warm people are in LA and really warm about how cold people are in New York. Because in New York, people will just tell you. They'll just be like, I don't like you. You're like,
Yeah.
okay, moving on,
Yeah.
In LA, they're like, I love you. And then you'll maybe not hear from them again because it's so much.
Yeah.
Everyone comes out here to be an entertainer,
Yeah.
and they want to kind of like, you go out and they want to know what you can offer them and they can offer you. It's kind of like a big business exchange. So it takes a little bit more effort out here to find people that are awesome. But when you do, those are like homies forever. So
You seem to have figured it out so far. Victoria's Secret continues to go up the charts. You're doing very well. Real quick, everyone that's looking to link up with you, how can they find you on social media?
TikTok is Jax Wright Songs because that is me and that is what I do. And then Instagram is just Jax. I had to bribe somebody from Chennai, India for that handle. So just JAX. And then
Awesome.
same with Twitter, JAX. And that's about it.
That's awesome. Jax, thank you so much for taking the time to chat with us. Good luck with everything moving forward. And for the rest of you, check it out right now. Here's a clip, Victoria's Secret from Jax. This is WIXX. Take care.
All right, so this is an original song called Victoria's Secret. I hope you like it. God, I wish somebody would have told me when I was younger that all bodies aren't the same. Photoshop itty bitty models on magazine covers told me I was overweight. I stopped eating, what a bummer. Can't have carbs in a hot girl summer. If I could go back and tell myself when I was younger, I'd say, psst, I know Victoria's Secret, and girl, you wouldn't believe she's an old man who lives in Ohio, making money off of girls like me, cashing in on body issues, selling skin and bones with big boobs. I know Victoria's Secret, she was made up by a dude. She was made up by a dude, a dude. Victoria was made up by a dude. I wish somebody would have told me that thighs of thunder meant normal human thighs. The freaking pressure I was under to lose my appetite and fight the cellulite with Hunger Games like every night. If I could go back and tell myself when I was younger, I'd say, hey dummy, I know Victoria's Secret, and girl, you wouldn't believe she's an old man who lives in Ohio, making money off of girls like me, cashing in on body issues, selling skin and bones with big boobs. I know Victoria's Secret, she was made up by a dude. Oh, she was made up by a dude, a dude. Victoria was made up by, I know Victoria's Secret, and girl, you wouldn't believe she's an old man who lives in Ohio, making money off of girls like me, cashing in on body issues, selling skin and bones with big boobs. I know Victoria's Secret. I know Victoria's Secret, and girl, you wouldn't believe she's an old man who lives in Ohio, making money off of girls like me, cashing in on body issues, selling skin and bones with big boobs. I know Victoria's Secret, she was never made for me.